Welcome everyone. Model, view and controller. These are the three major components of any ASP.NET MVC application. But is it enough? I personally believe there should be one more layer between our view and model. We call it view model. In this video we will understand the importance of view model and then we will see how we can implement view model in the MVC application. If you are new to ASP.NET MVC, then please go through the fundamental videos about MVC from our MVC questions and answers video section. Now I think you are already familiar with basic MVC request flow. Basically, request will be made to the controller. Controller get the model data. Then controller choose the appropriate view. Then controller bind that model data to the view, and finally controller will send back the response as the view to the end user. Now, after having the clear picture about each component of MVC, three questions which may arise in your mind are: where should I put my presentation logic? Where should I put my data transformation logic? And how to create a strongly typed view of multiple models? Now, in order to answer these questions and in order to understand view model well, first let's have a small demonstration and let's try to understand the problem statement well. We have a simple razor view over here. Let's open it. As you can see, it's a strongly typed view of type employee. In the top, we are just getting the current user from the view bag. Why so? Because we will not be able to create a view which will be a strongly typed view of two models. At a time, we can create a view which will be strongly typed view of either employee or it will be a strongly typed view of user. We cannot create a view which will be strongly typed view of both employee and user at a time. So what we are doing is we are getting current user from the view bag and then we are displaying it here. Just below it, we are displaying the employee data which we will get from the model. We are displaying the employee name as it is, we are displaying the address as it is, but instead of date of birth, we are writing some logic, we are calculating age and finally we are displaying age here. This is, we call it as data transformation logic. Okay, so we are writing our data transformation logic in the view itself. Let's move further. As you can see, we are writing a if condition and checking for the salary. If the salary is greater than 20,000, we are displaying it in a red color. When it is not greater than 20,000, that means it is less than 20,000 or equal to 20,000, we are displaying the salary in green color. We call it as presentation logic. If condition is this, display it like this. If condition is that, display like that. We call it presentation logic. Now, as you can see, we have written our data transformation logic, we have written our presentation logic in the view itself. Now let's execute the application and check the output. Press F5. Let's put the controller name and the action name in the URL, press enter. As you can see, here we have the current logged in user, here we have the age and here we have the salary with red color. Now let's go to the controller and let's do some modification. Let's stop this application and what I'll do is I'll just make my date of birth as 1/1988. I'll pass the salary as 15,000. Just notice here that the current username or the current logged in user is correspond subscriber and we are passing the current logged in user as view bag and we are getting it here in the view bag only. Now let's execute it and let's check the output again. Let's re-execute the last URL. As you can see, the age gets changed to 25 and salary is displayed in green color now. Okay. If we are getting everything as per our expectation, then what is the problem? The problem is view is specifically meant for design, a UI, and we are writing some kind of data transformation logic and presentation logic here. When we say logic just doesn't mean business logic. Logic means business logic, presentation logic and data transformation logic. And view should be completely decoupled with this kind of logic. And that's where view model comes to picture, which answers for all three of our questions. First, how to make a strongly typed view of multiple models. Right now we are using view data for transferring our second model, but with the help of view model we will be able to create a strongly typed view of multiple models. Second, view model will be the place where we will write our data transformation logic, and third, view model will be the place where we will write our presentation logic. Now I think you understood the importance of view model. Now let's learn how to implement it. For that, first go to this models folder, right click, add new class, create a simple class called as employee view model, or for simplicity let's make it, let's say employee VM. Let's say add, it's here. Next, simply go and create a property of type employee. I will say EMP, enter. Next, create simply a property of type user. I will call it user, get semicolon set. Are we done? No. Next, simply create a age property here. I will say prop int age, enter. It will be a read-only property, so let me remove this set part first, and then we'll write something inside this get property. What we will do, let's go to the view, let's copy this logic from here and let's paste it here. And what next we have to say, instead of this model.dateofbirth.year, we will say emp.dateofbirth.year, emp.dateofbirth. That means inside this property we will be having access to the above properties, correct? So we will use these properties, and what next, we will simply say return age. Done? Correct. Next, we will simply go and create one more property. We call it as string property. I will say color or whatever you want. Okay, I will say salary color. I will say get, and next we will go to our show.chhtml. Just copy this code, let's paste it here, and I will say instead of this model I will say emp.salary, and I will say just return red, and here just return green. Done. What next? Next we will go to our view. What we will do is, instead of employee we will put employee VM here. Now our view is a strongly typed view of our view model, not model. Okay, just remember one thing, view model is not a syntactic word, it's a logical word. Okay, we are just using our logic in order to solve the view problem. Okay, the problem which we discussed earlier, create a view with multiple models, data transformation logic and the presentation logic. Okay, we are just writing some logic and solving the problem. Okay, so what we did, we made our view a strongly typed view of employee view model. What next? We will not require to use this view data stuff here. What we will do is, we will simply say @model dot, it is user dot username. Next, what we will do, we will say @model dot employee name. We will just change it to employee dot employee name. We will say model dot employee dot address, and we will employee dot address, and finally we'll remove these stuffs from here, and we will simply write @model dot age, and here we will remove these stuffs from here, and we will simply write @model dot salary color. Done. Isn't it simple? What next? Next we'll again go to our employee view model class, and we will create a constructor over here just to make code simpler. What I'll do is I'll say employee E1 comma user U2, and we will say employee equal to E1 comma user equal to U2. We are just storing these local variables in these global variables. Next, go to the controller. Here we will just remove this view bag and we will create object of user class first, and then what we will do is we will create object of employee view model EVM equal to new employee view model. Take this employee, take this user and give me the view model, and I will just pass this EVM instead of employee. Now let's execute the application and let's check the output. Let's press F5. Let's put the proper URL, that is employee/show. Oops, there's an error. Okay, the error is, just close it, just go to our view again. Okay, the error is the model. Right now the model is employee VM, right? So we don't have the definition for salary. What we should do is we should say model.employee.salary. Correct? Now let's execute the application and let's check the output. Let's say employee show. See here, we are getting the output. Here we have the current logged in user. Here we have the age. Here we have the salary with green color. Let's close it. Let's go to controller. Let's do couple of changes. Let's make it 1987 again. Let's make it 25,000 again, and let's check the output. Okay, let's put the URL. Okay, 25,000. Okay, it's 2,500. It became 2,500, correct? That's why it is showing in green color. So let's go and make it 25,000 and let's execute the application. Let's put the URL we are expecting. Okay, as you can see, we are getting salary in red color. Now if you check the view, it is simple. It is just design, no data transformation logic, no presentation logic, and for multiple model we are just using the view model, right? So this is how we will implement view model in our ASP.NET MVC application. Hope you understood it, hope you enjoyed it. If you have any query, what you can do is you can mail your queries to questpond@questpond.com and we will definitely reply to that. Thank you very much.